大家午安，非常开心，然后非常欢迎各位关心台湾再生能源市场发展的朋友，一起来参加今天这一场由绿色和平还有台湾绿主张绿电生产合作社共同主办的国际论坛。在论坛开始之前呢，请先容我介绍一下今天有参加与会的贵宾，有经济部的常务次长杨伟甫次长。经济部能源局局长林全能局长，以及行政院能源及减碳办公室的副执行长林子伦老师。那在论坛开始之前呢，我们先请主办单位之一的绿色和平东亚分部的专案总监 Common Graphite 来为我们开场致辞。
大家中午好，我住在台北，但是我是New Zealand人。请原谅我正在学习中文，但是还不好 ，it's obvious 。所以现在我说英文。That's the first time I've tried to do that in front of a group. So I'm very grateful to be able to live in Taiwan because it reminds me a lot of my home. New Zealand is also a relatively small set of islands that is blessed with very many natural assets and also many great people who believe in making a big change in the world. New Zealand made some very big decisions many years ago, which led to them now using those natural assets to create approximately 80% of its electricity through renewable energy. Taiwan is now in one of those great moments, a critical juncture that will not only shape Taiwan's future, but allows Taiwan to play a big role in addressing the defining challenge of our time, climate change. We can all be very glad to be here at this time and to see a government that's taking a very positive approach to the huge potential of renewable energy. I've been doing this type of work for over 20 years now, and time after time I have seen that big change happens when government, industry, civil society and people all work together to realize great ambition. Things that at first seem naive or impossible soon feel inevitable when we dream big and work together. That's why Greenpeace has been working now for 8 years to push the ICT sector to use renewable energy. They have the opportunity to catalyze the renewable industry in Taiwan, to use their leadership role to change the energy sector, and to create more renewables throughout their supply chain. The amended Electricity Act has liberalized the renewable electricity market, which is a great first step. The key point now is what comes next. Now that there is a positive political context, we believe that there are 2 key aspects that can join forces and truly accelerate the establishment of a renewable energy market. Firstly, the renewable energy retailers can grow and improve the related industry and service, and just as importantly, civil power plants can create and utilize public participation in renewable electricity generation. This forum today hopes to open a further discussion among all the related stakeholders so that we can all play our role at this key moment in Taiwan's history. Together, we can shape the rapid and much needed development of a renewable electricity market. There is a common saying, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. There is no doubt that we are living in a time where change happens quickly. So if we use this time well and we work together, we have the opportunity to go fast and far. So thank you everyone that's come today. A particular thank you to our distinguished keynote speakers, Minister Jan, Dr. Lin and Professor Lin. I look forward to the session and also to and look forward to continuing the collaboration into the future. Thank you.
谢谢他们的致辞。那接下来我们邀请经济部常务次长杨伟甫先生为我们致辞。
大家好，绿色和平东亚分部专栏总监葛瑞芬特女士，以及2位引言人，第一位是我们能源减碳办公室的林副执行长，还有我们经济部能源局的林局长，以及3位主讲者。绿色和平东亚分部政策沟通长克芬汉先生，以及台湾绿主张绿电生产合作社黄理事主席，还有我们天泰能源集团的陈总经理，各位贵宾、各位女士、各位先生，大家午安。非常荣幸说要参加今天的这一次所要举行的这个国际论坛。今天的题目是建立永续稳固跟台湾的再生能源市场发展。那这个是目前政府正在积极推动的一个非常重要的这个政策。那有机会在这边跟各位关心我们再生能源发展的专家学者以及国际的友人相聚在这边，个人觉得非常的开心，也希望我们今天的论坛能够得到很好的一个收获。那为了要推动我国的能源转型跟电业的改革，经济部在近年来积极推动电业法的立法跟修法的工作。那希望在电业稳定供应的前提之下，能够建立一个多元供给，而且是公平使用的一个自由选择的机会，一个电力市场。希望以这样的方式呢，希望能够建构一个能源转型的法治基础，跟营造友善绿能的一个发展环境。所以我们透过了各项措施跟规划，目前正在逐步的落实我国的能源转型的诉求跟目标当中。那电业法的修正案已经在今年的1月11号。经过立法院已经3读通过了。那这次的修法也赋予了我们的用户，就是我们一般的民众多元的选择，可以自行选择购电的对象，也开放了我们再生能源的发电业以及再生能源的售电业的申请手续。那并且允许我们的这个用户端呢采取准售，这些的这个发电业呢采取准售、转供、直供的不同方式来售电。那我们也放宽了我们的再生能源发电业股份有限公司以外的一个形态来经营，比如说我们的社区、学校、合作社，还有县市政府都可以来经营。那有这样的一个组成以后呢，我们也可以成立了再生能源发电业，成为地方型、分散型以及社区型的电厂。所以未来我国的电厂、电业呢，会有一个不同的形态出现。那在再生能源售电业的业者可以整合成为再生能源发电业跟用户之间的一个中介桥梁，这个是一个非常重要的一个关键角色，能够整合一般的用户的绿能需求以外，更能够协助我们的大用电户来规划以及筹措再生能源的电能组合，那扮演用户群代表的角色，来协助我们的用户进行电能管理跟参与辅助服务市场。那为了要建构友善绿能的发展环境，这一次新修正的电业法也赋予了我们的绿能业者非常多的优惠措施，比如说优先并网以及调度我们的再生能源，电力调度相关费用也可以有优惠的这个折扣。另外，希望能够给予再生能源更多弹性发展的空间。目前经济部正在积极的进行相关的配套执法的研修作业。今天在座我们能源局林局长就是最关键推动者的角色。那我们非常希望能够加速推动再生能源市场的发展，带动我们创新技术跟商业模式的一个更新的一个里程碑。那最后当然非常谢谢我们今天的主办单位绿色和平及台湾绿主张绿电生产合作社，借由这一次的活动，搭起了政府跟我们民间以及业界沟通的桥梁。那我们也邀请到了几位国外的贵宾，非常希望能够利用今天的这个机会呢，凝聚我们所有与会人员的共识。那希望能够在未来提供主管机关跟电力业的一个参酌，提供我国再生能源更完善的一个发展环境跟机会。那预祝我们今天所有的与会贵宾以及我们今天的论坛能够非常圆满成功。那各位贵宾身体健康，万事如意。谢谢大家，谢谢。
谢谢次长。 其实我们今天有分上半场跟下半场。那上半场呢，主要是会有3位主讲人就各种不同的主题跟我们分享。那下半场呢，我们是希望能够搜集到与会的民众还有主讲人更深入的讨论跟交流的建议。所以下半场我们其实会移动座位，把它变成像圆桌论坛的形式。那其实主要的目的呢，就是希望大家可以充分的表达自己对于再生能源市场的这个意见还有建议。那上半场我们第一场是先邀请到绿色和平的能源合作社的政策沟通长 Marcel Keiffenheim， 然后为我们分享德国的再生能源市场在公民电厂的社会经验的进程。
Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm Marcel Keiffenheim from Greenpeace Energy in Germany, and it's my first visit to Taiwan. I'm here now for, I think, 60 hours. And so far, I've learned you've got a hot sun, you've got very nice and dedicated people, and you have fantastic food. And there's one other thing that I now really realize, that you are in a situation right now which is familiar to us, because you are doing market liberalization on the energy market, which Germany and Europe have done 20 years ago. So there are some similarities, and the energy liberalization, the market liberalization was the starting point for Greenpeace Energy. And I would like to share with you the Greenpeace Energy story to show what we could achieve. Also, I share the mistakes we made, so you know maybe you won't like to do the same mistake, but you will see for us it's a tremendous success story. And this success is thanks to renewable energies, and it's possible everywhere on the world. So let me start by pressing here. Yes. First of all, the name Greenpeace Energy should be explained, because you know Greenpeace as an environmental watchdog. Greenpeace Energy is a company, and Greenpeace Energy was founded by Greenpeace. And the reason for that was that when there was market liberalization, Greenpeace realized this is not just a challenge, it's an opportunity, because from now on, people, citizens, can choose what electricity company they want to be customer to. So Greenpeace said, why not a green company where people can become customer? And so they made a campaign. You can see it on the picture down there. Greenpeace went on the street and asked people, guess what, in future you can choose your power company, and you can have a green power company if you like it. So do you like it, then sign here. And then in the end we had more than 60,000 signs on the list. And then Greenpeace made ads in big nationwide newspapers and said 60,000 customers are waiting for a new company. You can have them company under one condition: you have meet the criteria that Greenpeace has developed what is really green electricity. And then it showed after some time that no existing company wanted to fulfill all those criteria. And that was the moment when Greenpeace said, okay, then we show it by founding a company of our own. That was why Greenpeace Energy was founded, and it was founded as a cooperative for many good reasons. One is that cooperatives have a tradition in Germany, so it is known. But another thing is that cooperatives also is a good means of getting the money to get started, because you get people who dedicate money for getting started. Greenpeace didn't pay any money to Greenpeace Energy because it's donors' money. You can't put it into a company, into a business. And there was also no state aid. There was opportunity given by the state, but no funding. So we had to take the opportunity ourselves by asking people, let's found a cooperative company together. And this was the starting money together with bank loans. And today, we really are not the biggest player, but we are not small. We have 130,000 customers on electricity and gas. We have 24,000 cooperative members who give the money to us. We need to have 100 employees because it's a business. We have to cater for all our customers in all aspects that just a normal market player does. And as you see, we have a total revenue of 100 million euros per year. And we sell electricity at quite substantial numbers and also gas. And also we founded a subsidiary who is financing and building and running renewable energy power plants. So we do all of the energy market chain as Greenpeace Energy. We didn't start to doing it from scratch, but by now we are doing all steps. Here you see a chart of the projects we did in Germany so far and neighboring Austria as well. Maybe we will venture out to other neighboring countries, but firstly, we focus on Germany because we believe in doing things we know how to do and not to do too many adventures. And it's always difficult to go into another country because circumstances are difficult. But now we are in a position to go also in other countries after being 15 years on the market. We are not just a seller of green electricity, but our job, our mission is to show that what Greenpeace thinks how energy transition should be, we can show it as an example that it is possible, and we can show how it is possible, not by talking about it, but also by doing it. So this Greenpeace Energy is a positive example that what Greenpeace wants and suggests is feasible, and it can be successful on the market. And we do two things. First, we try to offer to our clients, to our customers, the greenest energy possible. And secondly, we look at the framework, at the regulatory framework, and work together with politicians in order to give energy transition the framework it needs to be a success story. And of course, we are driving them to go faster and to go greener. And I think this is a good thing because now many companies in Germany have learned going green is not just about the environment, it's also the economically best way in the longer run. Prices go down and the system will become cheaper. Of course, you have to start and you have to invest. It's always, if you change something, you have to invest, but it will bear fruit. And we are now in Germany at this point where it bears fruit. And so I am quite sure that you will see no more conventional power plants in Germany, not because Greenpeace Energy doesn't want them, but because the power companies don't want them, because renewables are more, they're economically better. Yeah, so we do a lot, not just to sell green energy, which we do, but also to give to show how it should be done on a national basis in order to have a real energy transition, a fast energy transition, so that we can meet our climate obligations, which are very important. Yes, this I already mentioned. And I will say it again because it's important. Many people think we take donors' money from Greenpeace in order to run a business. This is not the case. Greenpeace can't do that. And we don't want Greenpeace to do that. We get money from our cooperative members. We have 24,000 people who gave us money. And this is the money we are working with. And we get bank loans. Like every company, we are working together with the banks. And because of this, we have a vision which we follow, but we also have to be economically smart. We are dealing with big numbers of money, and we want and we must make Greenpeace Energy a success. Otherwise, the rules of economy are the same for us as for anybody else. And of course, we earn money by writing bills to our customers. And when we do new renewable energy projects, wind farms, solar installations, we always want the public to also invest in this. And this is also a source not of income, but of money we can work with. And those who invest in green energies, they will get a return on their investment. So they help renewable energies, which is good for nature, but it's also good for their pockets because they get a nice return on their investment. And finally, we sell the electricity. So the projects sell to Greenpeace Energy, but also on the market. And this is another source of income for Greenpeace Energy. So basically, you see, we work like any other company. And, but there are a few things which you should bear in mind before you start founding your own Greenpeace Energy Taiwan. You need to have some must-haves which should be in place in order to make it a success. One thing is you need a sufficient customer base. You are selling a green product to customers. Are customers ready for it, yes or no? Are they willing to pay possibly a higher energy bill? And on the other hand, when you calculate all your costs and your income, are you competitive, yes or no? If the answer is no, don't do it. There are other avenues you can follow. You don't have to do the whole energy chain. You can also maybe concentrate on the generation of renewable energy sources, which is a very good thing. We could do Greenpeace Energy as a retailer because in Germany we had this customer base. We knew thanks to Greenpeace because they had the signs on the street. But also you need fair access to all crucial parts of the energy supply chain, which is purchase of electricity. Can you purchase, yes or no? Is it open to you at fair prices? Can you prove the green quality? Do you have access to guarantees of origin? Can you have electricity purchase contracts which you can publish so that the customers can see, oh, okay, I know where my electricity comes from and where my money goes to? And can you be part of the balancing system for supply and demand? I'm quite sure you have a different system than we have in Germany, but however the system is, you need to be part of it. Not some outsider, but an insider, and it has to be fair and open access. Also, grid use, fair costs is crucial. If you pay more than others, then you are not competitive. And of course, fair access for the power plants which are under your contract, because if you have a power plant under contract and for whatever reason they can't deliver their electricity, you are going to have a problem. You've paid for it, but electricity is not there. There have to be fair rules. And finally, it goes, this is very important. It was one of the main problems in Germany that the easy and transparent process for customers changing their energy company was there in theory, but in the beginning not in practice. Many customers who wanted to change the company to going to Greenpeace Energy or another green electricity company, they were told by their company with which they were, oh, we can't guarantee that it's really safe to get electricity from this newcomer, so think twice. We would recommend you to stay with us. And we had to go to court quite often to stop this and to really, so that really the customers could choose the energy company they wanted. So what we want is fair competition. We don't believe in somebody being forced. Now you have to choose green electricity. Let people decide, and if you give them all the facts, you can be sure they will choose to their liking, and renewable energies will thrive. Finally, you need the metering data because you have to write bills. This all has to be accessible for a newcomer on the retail market. And if this is the case, then you can start a Greenpeace Energy Taiwan or any other new green energy company. If not, then I'd suggest concentrate for the moment on those avenues which are feasible, which is good, but don't do too much. It's better to do a little bit less and be successful than try everything and go bankrupt. Yes, this is another thing, experienced market players which are there. In the beginning, we decided to concentrate on things on which we are really good, like relations to our customers. We come from Greenpeace. We know how to talk to people. We know how to convince them of the benefits of renewable energies. In the beginning, we were not very good at writing bills or the balancing system. So we decided to buy those services instead of doing it ourselves. Now that we have quite a size, we have those services in-house. But it's also a question of economy of sales. If you write bills, you need just an office, you need the software, and if you only have a few hundred customers, it doesn't pay. But if you have more than 100,000 customers, then it's better. So think about make or buy and make a wise decision on that. So you act like a normal economic enterprise, even when you are in the renewable sector. Yeah, and one thing I would like to stress is how important it is to work together with the citizens in the region where your power plant is going to be. Here, this graph shows you who owns the renewable energy power plants in Germany. 12% are owned by traditional energy utilities. 41% is owned by strategic and institutional investors like insurance companies and others who have money to spend. And 47% are owned by citizens. This situation is going to change in Germany, but still you see how strong the civil sector is. And this is another benefit of renewable energies. Not that it's green, but also you can have it in a size that citizens can decide, okay, I'd like to build a power plant. If you think fossil, it would be impossible for a group of citizens to do that. But with, let's say, solar installation, you can do that. You can be part of the energy system. In the beginning, or before market liberalization, we had 4 big companies and 157 power plants in Germany who did all the business. And now we have more than 2 million power plants. Of course, they are small. There are also bigger ones. And we have more than 1 million owners of electricity generating facilities. So it's a big market now. And this is good for the economy, being a big market. We have big players, we have very small players, and everything in between. This is very good because you see the merits of being big and the merits of being small. And in the end, the result is that energy prices in Germany are at an all-time low. There are many reasons for that, but one reason is that we don't have a monopoly anymore, but widespread. But when we talk about citizens being owners of power plants, of renewable energy power plants, and being active in their creating their own energy future, has much more benefits than just economic ones. One we think that is very important is let's say, a democratic value. So if you aren't just a consumer, a passive consumer, but you can be active, it's very important to have a good life, to be happy in your community and to play an active role. It's, I think it's very important for the cohesion of a country. Also, it's very important to involve the people who live around a renewable power plant in every way you can. There was a survey in Germany lately on how important it is for the acceptance of energy transition, or the success of energy transition, to have the acceptance of the people who live around the power plant. And nobody thought it's not important. 7% said it's important, 58% said it's very important, and 36% said it is extremely important. So you can't do enough on that. It's the key to success. If you want to do that, talk with the people, look how you can take them with you on this avenue. And one key to this is participation and co-management. We do, as I said in the beginning, I have shown you a slide in the beginning. You saw a wind farm. This wind farm is owned by Greenpeace Energy by 1/3. The other third is owned by a local cooperative, and the third is owned by a city close by, the municipality. So we have all stakeholders together to join forces and to minimize resistance, because it's for citizens, if they are able to be part of a story, a windmill looks different when they see, okay, it's turning and I'm earning money thanks to that. It's completely different compared to they see it's turning and somebody else, somewhere else is earning the money, and I only see it and maybe I don't like it. So involve people, give them advantages. Tell them it's good for the planet, but also show them it's good for yourself. You can earn money with it. You get your own electricity at a fair price from it. So, and what we need from policy is a regulatory framework to make it possible, so that people really can be part of this success story. And this will also boost the citizens' identification with their municipality. Let's say if you want to be a 100% renewable energy municipality and you can be part of the story, you make this happen as a citizen. This is very important. And as I mentioned, we have much more competition now on the German energy market than we used to have. We didn't have any competition. Now we have, prices go down. And we have a local economic value added compared to a way where you don't look at the, where you don't have the participation of the civil society. Here, this is just a short number showing how the jobs will be. And we made a big survey on that, and this shows you normally when you do a renewable energy project, how many jobs you create by 1 gigawatt installed, and just in the region, and how many regional jobs you create. It's very close by, a circle of 20 kilometers around the wind farm or the photovoltaic installation. And you see, if you do it, if you involve citizens, you have much more jobs and you have also much more monetary benefit in this region. If you look countrywide, the numbers are going to be the same because you don't earn more money or you don't create more jobs. But you should think about if you install a wind farm in a region, that the region also benefits. So it's better to look how you can have the jobs there where the installation is not countrywide, at least when you think about acceptance. Yeah. How is the situation changing in Germany? And it's a success story. And in Germany, what the government now is trying to do is slow things down. Not because there are any technical difficulties or it's not payable, but main reason is that the business model of the former big energy companies is about to crumble. And if you slow down, the government wants to give them time to change their business model, which they do, but they like to slow things down because they still have fossil assets, also nuclear assets, and as long as they run, they are making money with it. And so this is the business they know, and as they want to do it as long as possible. So what is taking part now is a political debate on not shall we go on, which is clear because the advantages are clear to everybody, no matter who is, but how fast you are. And the downside for civil power plants is that you are going to have more risks. So when we look at a timeline, and we had here was the time when we had the liberalization and the first laws according to renewable energy, and then we had the feed-in tariff law, the EEG as we call it in Germany, and this made really numbers go up on renewable energies because you had a low financial risk. You knew you get a good feed-in tariff, and so the risk was low, the benefit was high, and everybody who wanted and could invested into renewable energy. So they basically exploded. And then what the government is doing is now we have tenders for market premium, and those tenders mean firstly the government can control how many new installations there are. For example, in wind energy, we have 2,800 megawatts per year, and no more because the government gives no more tenders. And for a cooperative, this is a higher risk because often, if you think you are a community somewhere close to a village, you have one wind farm or one windmill, and you go into the tender, you have to spend up to, let's say, 100,000 euros per megawatt installed, And if you don't win the tender, this money is lost. However, a big company who has, let's say, 30 projects, they know maybe 5 doesn't work, but that is not so bad because they know 25 others will work, and they can, those other projects can bear the costs of the one who didn't succeed. However, a civil power, a civil community, a public civil power plant with one renewable energy installation, it's a win all or lose all situation. This is a high risk. We are trying and talking with the government who accepts there is a higher risk, and we are talking about it, what to do with it, because also our government understands it's so important to have public acceptance, and you have public acceptance by allowing the public to participate and to benefit from renewable energies, not just to pay it, but also to benefit it. This is important, and we need to find a way to find a solution for that, because otherwise only big companies will build renewable energy installations, and then it will be hard to reach our renewable energy goals. Yeah. What Greenpeace Energy does is we try to help civil power plants and cooperatives by joining forces. We have ample experience in projecting, in how to get things done. Also, we know the market better than maybe some people in a village who do their very first renewable energy installation. And we also can give them some money to take care of the risk. But we, of course, we can do only our share, and we cannot guarantee that 47% of the new installations are public installations as it was in the past. So we can do our part, but this is not enough. And it is very important that we find a regulatory solution for this situation. So, Greenpeace Energy as a retailer, I want to share with you some insights on how Greenpeace Energy is working. First of all, we have in Germany 1,151 energy retailers, and 1,150 are profit-orientated, so which is normal. This is not a bad thing. A company, this is about making money. Making money with renewable energies is not a bad thing at all. But Greenpeace, there is no reason for Greenpeace to found another one when there are already enough, only if we work in a different way. And what we are trying to do is we have the same vision as Greenpeace has, and we want to show that it's possible as a market player, whereas Greenpeace is a watchdog. And our mission statement is that we realize the challenges which are on the road of energy transition, and we try to find products who are solutions to this challenge, and who are also something the customers really need. They do need electricity, but if we do it in a certain way to offer electricity to our customers, we can also bring a solution for the challenges in energy transition. I'd like to try to explain this in a few examples. For example, our electricity that we offer, we have some criteria, and one criteria which is new now, because it's a challenge, is to have a minimum share of intermittent renewable energies like wind and solar. We have to offer a safe, secure supply of electricity to all our customers at every moment of time. And if you include wind and solar, this gets more difficult. And who, if not Greenpeace Energy, can show has the obligation to show this is possible, and you can even be cheaper and more economical by doing this. So what we do is we have a rising number of intermittent renewable energies which we deliver to our customers. Another example you see here, this is not what we want. This is lignite coal mining in Germany. You see how the countryside is destroyed, and you see the big power plant, and you know about the pollution and carbon dioxide emission problem which is caused by that. This is not what we want. And here you see the areas where in Germany you have lignite mining. What we offer is a tariff to deal with this situation. And we know lignite mining is bad for Mother Earth, but we also see in the lignite mining areas there are people who need jobs. And if they don't have a job anymore in lignite mining, they need another job in order to make a living. And we care about Mother Earth, but we also care about people living there. And we're trying to put both things together with this tariff. And our customers, they pay a premium on the electricity price. And we buy electricity from the lignite mining areas, from renewable energy installations there, run by people like this guy. This guy is somebody who owns a PV installation, and he sells his electricity to Greenpeace Energy, and he's also active in the resistance against lignite mining. This guy lives somewhere else in Germany, and he thinks it's a good thing that there is a resistance against lignite mining, and it's a good thing that there are renewables there, so I want this electricity for me. And also he pays a premium, and with this premium, together with local cooperatives, we build more and new renewable energy installations in this area, thus creating jobs in this region, thus increasing the monetary benefit in this region. And so that we not just talk about renewable energies and the planet, but we also take care of local jobs, and we try to do what we can. Yeah. And another example, the last example I'd like to share with you, is about this machine. This is an electrolyzer. You have the problem that at some point you have a lot of wind, and sun, and at other moments of time you have very little wind and sun. And we have an established a product that deals with this challenge. It's called wind gas. And in this product, which is a gas product, our customers pay a premium. What actually the product is a blend of 99% natural gas and 1% renewable gas. And problem is this renewable gas is still expensive, whereas the natural gas is very cheap. So to put some numbers on it, we buy natural gas for 2.5 cents per kilowatt hour. We buy this renewable gas by 39 cents per kilowatt hour. So if we would offer 100% renewable gas, that would be great for us, but bad news for our customers, because the energy bill would be unpayable for them. But by doing a blend, just 1 or 2% of renewable gas, then this machine, which you have seen on the other slide, can sell their product on the market. It's a market solution. It earns its money, and still it's affordable as a product for our customers, because yes, they have to pay 39% for any kilowatt hour of renewable gas out of this machine. But because it's only 1% of the overall purchase of gas, the gas price in total is not much higher. It's some digits behind. So it's only slightly more expensive, and customers can afford that. Yeah. And why we are doing this? Because it's necessary for energy transition in Germany. You shall see if it's necessary also here, because you have another situation with geothermal as we have in Germany. But in Germany, we have to deal with the problem. We think it should be like that. If there's a windmill, for example, it's just an example, windmill, also could be a PV installation. And if the wind is blowing, the demand for electricity is high, then of course the electricity from the windmill shall be transported by the grid to the customer. But there are also situations when wind is blowing and the demand is low, or the capacity of the grid is not there. In these situations, what you can do is have an electrolyzer who uses electricity to divide water into oxygen and hydrogen. And you can feed the hydrogen into the existing natural gas grid. And in situations where there is no or little wind, or no or little sun, or the demand is higher than the renewable energy production, then you can use the renewable gas to run a gas power plant which feeds into the grid. This is the system what we are looking after, but of course, because you have renewable hydrogen, you can use it for mobility, which is very important. Mobility also has its climate goals, and for heating and for industry. In especially chemical industry, they need a lot of hydrogen to do, from fertilizer to plastic, to many things you can do with where you need hydrogen. And by using renewable hydrogen, also chemical industry can meet their targets. This looks more complicated than it is. The meaning is, what you see here is a 100% renewable energy system. And this number means supply meets demand. Here you have more production than needed. Here you have more demand than is produced with renewable energies. And you see, not very often it meets. Mostly you have too much or too little. This is not a problem as long as you have flexibility options to make this to make both things meet. And like you have demand side management, you have renewable energy plants who can with biomass, for example, who can go up and down so that they can run according to the situation with wind and sun. Or you have all sorts of storage technologies, batteries, you can pump hydro in a higher basin, have it run down again. But you also have situations like this. This is 2 weeks of time, and it's up to, in Germany, 53 gigawatt of production missing. And in this situation, what you need is a long-term storage. And we use this wind gas for this. So in times where you have a lot of renewable energies, you have those electrolyzers running. You take the energy which you can't use at the moment because it's so, you may call it surplus, and you make a hydrogen out of it, you store it into the gas grid, and in this situation you use it. And this is very important to have a secure supply with 100% renewables. And the good news is it's not just necessary. It's also a cheap solution. It will be cheaper than our existing system in case that fossil fuels pay the costs which they cause. And we all know at the moment the costs for emission of carbon dioxide is low, but it will go eventually up. There is no other solution because those emissions have to go down, and the economic way to do this is giving a cost to the emission. So if this is the case, this is by way the cheapest solution, and you have a very safe system with 100% renewables, and this is what we are looking at. This is the goal for Greenpeace Energy, and because until now government is not doing anything about this solution, they may change it in the next 4 years after the election. But until now, only Greenpeace Energy is working on this. But this is also the role of Greenpeace Energy to find solutions for challenges and making a product out of it. And in the end, all our customers can say, and we made it happen. Thank you very much.